Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kemi, and I'm here to talk about Beyond the Gates Season 2, Episode 72. Now, before we begin, make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, and turning on your post notifications so you'll know whenever I post. Now, I got some new glasses, and I didn't realize that they was going to be magnifying what I was looking at. I don't remember if my old glasses did that before, so if they did, I just never really paid attention, but now I can see it so obviously. So if I start to look a little cross-eyed, it's because I'm still trying to get adjusted. I'm trying to get adjusted to these glasses and looking at what I'm seeing. So forgive me. All right. So we start the episode off with um, Vanessa and Nicole. And again, Vanessa's asking Nicole if their friendship is worth it. And Nicole says it is. And then they hug it out. Then Vanessa tells Nicole that they both have something in common. And Nicole is just like, girl, what? And she was just like, the element of surprise. And then we get a flashback to when they first, when they became friends because so in the flashback we see that they had been going to conferences because again she was a doctor's wife and Nicole was a doctor and also a doctor's wife, so they would go to these medical conferences. They would see each other in passing and it was just like, hey, hi, whatever. So in this one particular conference, Vanessa was outside and she was they were at the country club or wherever they were supposed to be at. She was in the hallway and she was looking for some cigarettes, and Nicole had approached her and was just like, oh, hi, how are you doing, what's going on? So Vanessa tells her what she's looking for, and then Nicole is just like, oh, I have my vice too, I love me some chocolate. So Nicole takes her to go find some cigarettes or whatever, and that's how they became friends or whatever. So they let's see. Okay, so that was that. Then we see because and I do apologize because again, these episodes be all over the place. So we see Vernon and Anita, and he surprises her with balloons on her second to last day of chemo, and he has her pop one of the balloons, and glitter comes out with the Mardi Gras colors, and he tells her that he made plans for them to go to New Orleans. Why can't I talk? I'm sorry, y'all. He made plans for them to go to New Orleans for this fall. But if if things change, he'll accommodate it so that he'll accommodate everything depending on her surgeries or whatever. So she gets ready to go to the hospital for again her second to last chemo session. She runs into Nicole and they run into Nicole and Vanessa when they get there, and Vanessa, they run into them or whatever, and Vanessa, they're all Vanessa didn't realize how bad it was or whatever, or not that it was bad, but that it was coming to an end or whatever, because again she hadn't, she been running behind Joey. She ain't really been focused on anything else. So Anita goes to her session, and we see Nicole telling Vanessa about everything that's going on or whatever. So they both apologize to each other. Nicole says her last piece on Joey, and she says, sorry, she tells Vanessa to promise her that if she's ever in danger, she will go to anyone that she trusts. And Vanessa says, she'll never be in danger when it comes to Joey. And it's just like, ma'am, you're already in danger. You're already in danger. You keep acting like you don't know who this man is. Like, no, you keep acting like everybody else doesn't know who this man is when everybody else knows who this man is but you, honestly. But you keep that, okay? I'm gonna let you keep that, and then when it hits the fan, when the ish hits the fan, then we'll come back around to it. So we see Anita, she went to her session, and Vernon said, tells her he'll be right there. He goes to go talk to Madison about him, forgetting things, and forgetting where he placed things, forgetting names and stuff like that. So Madison tells him, it's common, in older folks to have, it could be like a vitamin D efficiency or something like that. But she'll set up an appointment for him to get him checked out, to check everything or whatever. Um, so he was just like, thank you for this. And I hope that, please let it be known that I'm talking to you as a doctor and not my granddaughter's fiance. And she's just like, got you. So we see Naomi. Um, well, no, we'll get to that last. We see Dani. She runs into Bill at the club. Um, she's supposed to be meeting Pamela, but she walks up to Bill because he's at their tape. He's at the Dupree's table or whatever. So they're talking about how Pamela doesn't like him, and Andre approaching him about it, and then him working with Naomi. And um Oh yeah, they talk about that. And then she has an idea of wanting to hold a Chelsea cat bag when she does her first runway show or whatever. So she calls Pamela. Pamela doesn't think it's a good idea. Bill also said, nah, he doesn't think it's a good idea. This is her comeback, and it should only be focused on her and not anybody else. Pamela had sent over champagne for her and Dani because this marks the year anniversary of them setting up the modeling agency that they have or whatever. So they toast to it. Dani says, she's not listening to Pam or Bill, and she's going to bring up the idea to Chelsea, and then also to Tatum, and they'll see that she had a brilliant idea or whatever. So we see Kat. She runs into Isaiah at Orphe Jeans, and she asks to, because he's waiting for Eva, and she says, can I wait with you or whatever? And he's just like, as long as you don't make no digs at my girl or whatever. So they sit together, they're having a good time or whatever. We don't really see what they talked about, because we see her sitting down, and then the next thing we see them, they're laughing about, he's thanking her for inviting him to the dinner, and also to her birthday dinner, and also inviting Eva. And she's talking about how anyone who wants to celebrate her, she loves it, and they're laughing it off. Eva comes in. She comes in and she makes a show of, this is my man, my man, my man, rubbing her hands all over him or whatever. And Kat is just like, okay, like, who cares? Like, whatever. So Eva says, "Oh, this is different. This is different 2 times in a row that we could be together without, throwing knives or whatever she said." And Kat was just like, that must have been a lot of restraint on your part. And Eva was just like, and not on yours. And I was just like, yeah, because you're the one who's always bringing up Kat. You're the one who's always thinking about Kat. Like, you are legit in this moment seething about the fact that Kat is flirting with your man, when you did the same to her, but you did it on the worst. You did it worse, because at least in this moment, she isn't throwing digs at you. She's actually being nice and cordial with you. But every time that you were in her man's face and flirting with him, you always made it seem like she was the other woman in y'all's relationship. So yeah. But anyway, so Kat leaves because she's meeting Chelsea or whatever. Once she leaves, Eva rolls her eyes and she glares at Isaiah. Isaiah tells her, I think this was a step in the right direction, but Eva doesn't trust it. She says Kat was flirting and she doesn't know what was worse, them going at each other or them pretending things are better than they aren't. And I was just like, if that's the case, then you should have just declined her invite to her birthday dinner. If you felt like you don't know what's worse, y'all faking the funk or y'all going at each other, then you should have just continued to keep going at her and not fake the funk. But because you wanted this is what you wanted your whole entire life, to have a family or to be a part of this family. I don't even know if it's you wanted to be a part of this family or you just wanted a family. I don't know which one it is, but this is what you've always wanted and you got it. And now you're still being a grade A B to the one person that you don't have a reason to be a grade A B to, because you came into town and destroyed her family, knowing who you were to her. So, yeah, miss me with all of that. So Isaiah hopes that, she tells her that I hope that you and Kat can get along. Um, E- Eva says, they can be polite, and that's all. Isaiah says never say never, and to not let Kat get not and to not let Kat get her jealous. And I was just like, yeah, don't let Kat get you jealous. Yet let his ex come back to town pregnant with a baby. Let that get you jealous. That's what I want. Like, I want you to see how Kat felt and how Nicole felt by your presence in their life, by Isaiah's ex coming to town pregnant with a kid, by him. Turnabout is fair play, right? I mean, so we see Chelsea and Madison. They're at the food court, and Madison is worried about the lawsuit. She's worried about the lawsuit making the rounds at the hospital. Chelsea tells her to ignore it. Madison snaps at her, is just like, you telling me to ignore it isn't helping. She then apologizes. Chelsea tries to give her a pep talk, but Madison talks about all the things that she should be doing. No, all the things that she has to do instead of what she should be doing because of this lawsuit. So Chelsea tells her that Naomi and her dad got this. Madison has to get back to work. And Chelsea wants to know, have you spoke to your mom? She tells her no, she can't talk to her right now. Bill and Naomi told her that that they would reach out to her, and she's just like, um, my family probably thinks that I have a lot of money, with me being a doctor, and then the fact that I'm about to marry into a wealthy family. Oh, by the way, I think we need to get a prenup or whatever. Chelsea then apologizes to her um, for not list. Chelsea apologizes to her for not listening to her about her mom. And Madison is just Madison is saying, you're good as long as this doesn't affect, you, then she'll be okay. Chelsea tells her about the talk that she had with Kat about the company and how they will handle it. And Madison is happy that Chelsea sees Willow that Chelsea sees Willow for who she is now. So we see Kat and Chelsea. They're at the club. Chelsea tells her that she got an email from Fenmore's and their purses are selling out on the website and flying off the shelves. Kat is super excited about it, but Chelsea isn't. So Chelsea tells her, she's worried about Madison, and Kat is going to have to be happy for the both of them. So then Kat tells her how she ran into Eva and Isaiah, and Chelsea wants to know what she did. Chelsea was just like, oh, she thought things were better for them since she invited Eva to her dinner. I mean, to her birthday festivities or whatever. And Kat was just like, um, she had no choice because they just got the good news about Anita, and they were all her family, like not her family, but all the cousins were looking at her like, girl, be nice. or whatever. And she was just like, but it's okay because that night paved the way for her to flirt with Isaiah, and Eva had to play nice. And she was just having fun because she wanted to see Eva squirm. And it was just like, and I'm not mad at it because oh well. Look, oh well. So we see, all right. Oh, okay. And then we see Jacob and Naomi. So Naomi is at the hotel waiting for Jacob. He comes in and she goes to give him a hug and he winces. She finds out he's hurt and she looks at his bruises and she's worried about him, about what happened and worried about him. Jacob, says, he's sorry that he scared her. But this is what he's always wanted to do. And he hopes that he will look past the hurt, that she will look past the hurt now and trust him, and that what he's doing will pay off in the end. And he hopes that she won't ask him to stop because he won't. Naomi, she tries to take care of him as best as she could, as best as she can. She tries to figure out, she wants to know what he's investigating, but he can't tell her until it's over. They cuddle in the bed and she still tries to figure it out what happened, but he won't give her any information. He then gets a text and tells him he has to leave to go back to that brick wall. Yeah, or yeah, go back to the brick wall or to make a drop, one of the two. They kiss and they say I love you, and Naomi watches him leave worried. Watches Naomi watches him as he leaves worried, and that's how the episode ends. So again, this was another solid episode. The episodes have been episoding for me. If that's even a word, but it's the episodes have been good. Again, as much as I dislike certain characters, I still love to talk about the characters that I dislike. So I'm enjoying it. But make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, and turning on your post notifications. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one.